Hi there. This is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. So this is going to be about what blessings we can expect in 2026. I feel like we all need this. I know 2025 for me was kind of like a dumpster fire, and I feel like a lot of people feel the same. So I wanted to kind of do something to set a good intention going into 2026. And I have a feeling that even though I did recently reading about like what we need to let go of or something like that, I feel like there's going to be something about like leaving behind, maybe it's like one thing leaving behind 2025 and not carrying into 2026. It feels like energy related, but we'll see what comes up. But what's kind of interesting, what I want to share is that the other day I tried to do this reading and I had a feeling that I wasn't going to be able to get through it. And I was like, it was such a good reading too. I don't know if the same messages are going to come through, but I got like 19 minutes in, and I happened to pick up a crystal. I just stopped in the middle of doing everything. I picked up a crystal, and then all of a sudden my phone started ringing, and I look at the screen, and it says Daddy-O. And I was like, oh my God. I mean, obviously my Daddy-O was not calling me because he is not here anymore. But, that was a big significant thing. And, his phone connected to his wife's car, and that's why it was coming from him. So, anyway, I was going to get back to the reading and it disappeared. So here we are. I'm using a different deck, even though I kind of looked at the deck I was using, because I originally brought this deck out to do the reading. I felt like I needed this. I haven't had this deck out in a long time. So we're going to try that and see what comes through. And here we go. The Chariot. Oh, God. 9 of Pentacles. Or wait, that's the 9, isn't it? 9, yeah. Whoops, sorry. So, yeah, that's the Emperor. That came out. That was at the bottom of the deck when I first did the reading. Good energy. So, I've been talking a lot in my readings over the last couple of months about Emperor energy. Victory, that came out too. 6 of Wands is all about victory. Well, I saw it when I was shuffling. It didn't actually come out. But anyway, the Emperor has been showing up these last few months. And, I've been getting just a sense of leadership. Okay. So, it's similar, very similar energy. This is good. So, it's not to say that you're not already a leader. The moon came out. Yeah. Wow. This is crazy. It's not to say that you weren't already a leader, but it's just kind of, this card came out too. This is insane. It's just saying that, you're stepping more into the energy. It feels like you're stepping more into the energy of who you are as a person and taking charge of your life. And oh, that's the 7 of Wands. So it's like 6 of Wands. And it's good. It's a really good feeling that you're kind of finding your way. Wow. That's death. Yeah. I love it. I love that. And death, sorry if you don't know about tarot, death is about, releasing. That's why this card is called Release. So releasing what no longer serves you, or ending a cycle, transformation, that sort of thing. But, when I see this, and I was talking about my dad, it's kind of, giving an energy. If you've lost somebody recently, of they're with you. This is very peaceful, or if you needed to know, if they're at peace, they are. So that's a really good feeling. And that's giving also kind of like a archangel type of energy. No, I saw that card while I was shuffling, that when they fell out. Interesting. Okay. So when I did try to do the reading the other day, this card was in reverse. This is about celebration with loved ones. So that's really good because we need, if you resonate, and I think a lot of people do, if you resonate with the fact that you had a tough 2025, 2026 is going to be a lot of celebrating small things, big things, like you're going to have, like, this feels like the center of everything. And, nothing in life is perfect. Of course, we're going to have, bad times too in 2026. That's just life, right? But it feels like, you're getting over kind of a hump of tough times, I guess, if you will. So we love that. And, the supporting feeling, of course, is always a good one to have, support around you. Okay, the devil in reverse. Wow, blindfolds. Oh, interesting. Avoid people who lack integrity or who have questionable motives. I'm dead. Butterflies. There's a lot of. Didn't I see butterflies in another? Maybe it was while I was shuffling. No, these are the only two I want to see. There's something about masculine energy too. So they don't all fit. They're bigger cards. So for some of you, the masculine energy is your own. Okay, so that Emperor energy, like I said, is very much masculine. I mean, it's a leader, but that's like kind of the masculine energy that is coming through for 2026. But also, I feel like for some of you, this is like someone in your life that you have. This might be somebody who's younger than you, or their energy is younger. We'll have to see more about what that means, though, because I don't know. It's like this feels kind of more specific. This doesn't feel like a love relationship or anything. This feels more like someone in your life that's friend, family, like a brother, maybe a younger brother. But let me see how it says on this card. I know what the Page of Swords is, but review all documents very carefully. Interesting. Information that you need but might be challenging to receive, but brilliant insight. So this might be something that you're going to learn in 2026 from someone close to you, like a masculine energy close to you, like a different point of view, like seeing things through a different lens, or they're the dreamer. This is the Fool reversed. It feels like a very whimsical kind of energy, in the sense that this person is like, like they might be logical, but they are kind of, how do I want to say this? I'm sorry. Like maybe they are, someone who sees reality different than you. So they might be kind of in that dreamer energy, right? Where it's like, I don't know what's real and what's fake. And I might be kind of, oh gosh, a young child again, a masculine. Like, see, you are a queen. I saw the Queen of Swords too, but you've got like emotional intelligence, and you've got you're very smart, right? Logical, common sense, but this person feels like they're out of touch with reality a little bit, like they live in their own world, okay? And not to say that's a bad thing, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of like who this person might be to you. And you probably will do well to, it's not that you have to put yourself like in their energy or whatever, but kind of do well to understand that they see things differently, and you're always probably going to see things from a different perspective, and maybe that'll help you navigate your connection with this person. I don't know why that's coming through, but it is. So the one thing that I'm really, before I got distracted over here, but that was important. The one thing I really noticed is that blindfold, this is feminine energy, right? So they're both taking, well, no, sorry, she's taking off her blindfold, because the Eight of Swords talks about like, you feel like you're trapped, but you kind of understand that, or you're this feels like you're stuck in a hard place, right? I was talking about 2025, but you're kind of like opening your eyes and seeing that there's another way to go about things. There's a different avenue. There's a place where you might, release what's binding you. Okay. But the fact that she's being freed, right? Essentially, but she's got the blindfold on still. And, the devil is very much like, it keeps us trapped, right? In our minds, in attachments, in behaviors, that sort of thing. So you might be, how do I want to say this? You might be tempted to fall back into old energy or patterns or whatever, and you're being reminded that this is who you are now. Like you can see the truth, you see the reality, you see what's real, and you don't want to go backwards, right? And you're not gonna, but I'm just saying, like, you're being reminded that don't get pulled into and trapped into things that used to hold you prisoner, like this. Sorry, I'm like waiting like this card, okay? The other thing I'm really noticing is like white or ashy blonde hair, gray, like literally 4 cards. It's probably a feminine energy. It might be a grandmother that's no longer with you is coming through. Or maybe you have that color hair, but it feels more like somebody who you idolize is what I'm picking up on, that is coming through here, and is probably going to help you see the truth and help you with getting your blessings, or help like guide you. It feels like a guide. When I do readings, I usually set the intention, unless it's like a specific reading, like from ancestors or guides, spirit, whatever. I usually call on all of them, okay? And I haven't called on Archangel Michael for a while, and I did. I mean, I always have him with me. I have like a little charm too, and I thought it's funny because I put it in my pocket every time, but I was like actually looking at this. This is like $5 on Amazon. So if you want protection, like get it. But so Archangel Michael, and I don't know what he looks like, but Archangel Michael energy feels very significant, protection energy, but I feel like this is a spirit, an ancestor, or, like Archangel Michael that is really going to help you towards, they've already been helping you, but they're really going to be helping you towards your endeavors in 2026. Okay. Yeah, I think I want to go over here. Patience, I'm dead. Oh, yeah, I don't remember what kind of like energy was coming in that last reading, but we've had a lot of air energy, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. There was a lot of balance energy, like balancing the scales, which is like Libra energy. So you might be a Libra. I mean, you don't have to, but that's definitely something that, oh, Leo came out in the last one too. That's definitely something that you're going to be trying to bring in 2026 is more balance. And it might be easier for you to find that balance when, in 2026. Okay, let's get into this here. Sorry. I think my sage is out. I love the smell. I gotta look at that out. I think this might be white sage, but I love the smell of the sage better, but it like flakes out, and it's fine, but I just burned my brand new jogging pants. Ooh, air and earth. And I looked at the earth, but I was stuck on the air. So it's like grounding your ideas, your thoughts, thoughts feel like a thing. Grounding your, like that positive thinking into reality. Okay. Like changing your mind. You probably have been working on that this year, 2025. And like those things I was talking about, getting back dragged into old energy. It's like, you've already changed your mind about how you perceive the world, how you show up in the world. So now it's just really like implementing it like long term. Do you know what I'm saying? So the Seven of Wands is a very much like standing your ground, kind of like fighting for what you believe in is really coming through hard on this. And then, like I said, release is like letting go of things. So, what I think is coming through with these two is like finding balance, right, in 2026 with, like, maybe you were a person who never stood their ground before. I can resonate with that. But understanding like when to pick your battles, when to stand up and fight, and when to say, this is not worth it. This is not worth my time and energy. Like, I don't want to pour anything into this person because they're just not worth my time, okay? Open-mindedness, objectivity, and learning. Persistence, patience, and practicality. Yeah, it's understandable that sometimes, we're human and people can pull us back and bring us into that old energy of fight or flight is what I'm feeling. And, you're being asked, like, it's hard sometimes being the bigger person, but you're being asked to protect your peace, okay? And understand that it's not a you thing, it's like a them thing, right? So you'll know when these occasions arise what I'm talking about, and you might have a person in mind or people in mind regarding this. But you don't want them bringing you back into the ego. This card, literally, it's called Devil in most tarot, but it's called Ego. You don't want them bringing you back. And I actually have been thinking about that lately because I've been talking to God a lot, and my dad. I just lost my dad on the 23rd. And I know, with these kind of, I know now, I've lost my grandparents, and like those were tough losses, but this is my first like where I've been involved with things, you know what I mean? Like I was helping take care of my dad, and people's true colors come out of how they show up in the world. and how you show up, right? How you decide to show up. So, I was apologizing to God and asking for forgiveness because I understand that I'm coming a little bit from my ego because I'm emotionally charged right now, right? So it's kind of like an energy of like, understanding, and you can see now when you're in your ego and not being pulled back into that because of people who are small-minded. They're in their ego, right? Okay. Three of Pentacles and Square, a challenging situation and a mountain to climb. This feels like this isn't what I was asking for at all, but this is okay. This is what you're letting go of in 2025, right? This feels similar to this message. So Three of Pentacles talks about working together, like as a team, okay? So you might have found yourself in 2025 with challenging situations with people where you can't see eye to eye, where you can't, come to an agreement. This card talked about legal documents, and information that you need but might be challenging to receive. So, accepting situations, people, whatever, as they are, and don't try to make something work that isn't going to. Find the people that are willing to work with you, right? That are co-creating with you. I just realized there's 2 3s there. And nourish those connections. Don't try to make something work that isn't going to do it. You know what I mean? That's something to bring forward in 2026 that's really going to help you, because it's a good thing to try, right? To try to understand perspectives and to try to co-create with people around you. But you got to get to a point where you say, this just isn't going to work out. This isn't what I want to pour my energy to. This isn't what I want to get involved in. So I'm just going to step back and I'm going to find these people who make the situations easier, not more challenging. Okay. And I mean, obviously with life, sometimes we're going to have to, be around people and work with people or whatever. This could be career related too, that you don't necessarily get along with, or you can't see eye to eye or whatever. Like, I'm not saying to avoid somebody like that you have to be around, or, if there's a situation you have to kind of come to an agreement, right? But what I'm trying to say is don't try to force yourself to agree with somebody that you don't agree with, to get along with somebody you don't get along with, keeping the peace kind of thing. And again, not fighting, but just, understanding it is what it is kind of the message. And don't, pour any more energy into it if it's not working. If you have to, do your part and what you can. Okay, that's kind of the message there. 8 of Swords and establishing a new foundation, health, daily life, and practical details. I love that. So yeah, like I was saying, you're coming out of this like trapped energy, like maybe in 2025, like I know this for me, I was just talking about this other day. It's very interesting. Like every time I try to pour into this and I start getting into a rhythm, I would be pulled back. And I knew it was like a divine thing, but I'm like, I kept on going, am I not supposed to do this? But no, I know this is what I'm meant to do. It's just kind of a matter of details, right? And details, I forgot it said that. But it's a matter of timing, details, 2025, I had so much going on and I didn't have a lot of energy. So Spirit was saying, yes, we know you love this and please pour into it when you can, but it's not the time to like charge forward, like gun-ho on this. So there might have been something that was maybe not trapping you, but holding you back. And now the gate is opening and we're ready to establish like we've already kind of figured out this is our thing, whatever it is for you. But now it's like hammering into it in 2026 when you feel like it's time or it's just going to happen because you're like, okay, I'm ready now. I don't have this in the way anymore. Sometimes, like I hate that my dad's gone, but like I said, I was taking care of him a lot. So sometimes those kind of things it's not trapping you, but they do restrict you, right, from doing, I've got chills, from doing more things. So, now that my dad's gone, but he's still with me, now I might have more energy in 2026 for this. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of thing. So news worth celebrating. Yeah, really good things are coming in 2026 for sure. This energy is very, very important. I'm sorry, I was just thinking, I love that I thought even before I got on camera, like I already knew I was going to talk about our blessings, but I knew something was going to come in about what we need to let go of. So I just love when those kind of things, when I get those kind of messages and then it all kind of lines up because this message is different from the one I was going to put out. And it's not that it's a bad thing that I didn't get to do that other thing. It was for a reason, right? This message wanted to come out and that one didn't. So, here we are. But anyway, confidence, loyalty, creativity. So a time for gratitude. Start if you are like me. I haven't done gratitude in a while. Maybe you need to start expressing your gratitude before going into 2026 for what you're going to create. But yeah, I feel like there's going to be a lot of different kinds of celebrating, like I said, so small, big, whatever. And it's like it could be career related, it could be about getting a new home or a new relationship or a higher level of commitment. We saw the Four of Wands, and that's about like marriage usually. But it could be, like maybe you wanted to take your relationship to the next step and move in together with somebody. It could be something like that. So there's going to be a lot that you need to or that you're going to achieve, feels like a word that you've been trying to achieve, or just you're going to have a good time. And it's a reminder to celebrate a small win, okay, no matter the size of it. And the more that you do that, the more blessings that are going to come to you, okay. And the confidence thing is going to be a big tool for, your blessings too. So just own it and know you're going to get it. That job or that person or just anything you desire, a new car, like you're going to get that thing. And the more confidence you have and you bring to the table, the more you're going to be celebrating, I'm telling you. So that might have been something that was holding you back too, actually. So the devil reversed with cardinal instigation. I'm like, is that what that says? It's like, I know how to read, obviously, but I wanted to say investigation. So that might have been for a reason. Bravery and a pioneering spirit. Pioneering, that's weird. Intimacy, intuition, and compassion, Pisces. Okay. Instigation. Yeah, there's some kind of like ego death, I feel like, coming through. Like there's a reason I picked this deck, and it's ego. And the ego death is like bringing you closer to your truth or truths that you've already known that you're kind of like ignoring or trying not to see. Like compassion for yourself is important, but compassion for other people as well. But yeah, this is kind of similar to over here. I feel like bravery, you're standing up for what you believe in, but having kind of a balance with that. You don't want to come from an ego place. So But, attachments, letting go of attachments to how things should be. Because, when you're co-creating with people, people are going to challenge you, right? Like we were talking. You can't change anybody. You can change yourself. You got to let them be who they are. But, this light kind of feels like that emperor energy, like you making an example and lighting the way for, other people. And you might find, I think I kind of was giving this message in the one I was trying to post. You might find that the more you come from that compassionate place, even if someone's being difficult, the easier, or well, the easier it'll be for sure, but the more that they'll kind of be in a different energy. It might not be your energy, but maybe it'll be a little softer than how they are. Okay. So, I was thinking manipulation, and I'm like, no, it's not really manipulation. It's just kind of like you utilizing the skills and tools that you've learned in 2025 on how to show up, how you want to show up in the world, and how to show up in the world without your ego, right? I mean, ego is important, but not if it's going to burn bridges or start fights. So, this feels like you kind of using what you learned and getting the best possible outcome in any kind of situation. That's a blessing for you, right? Even the tough ones. So um, use the thing about 2025, it feels like a learning kind of year in the sense that your challenges that you face in 2025, like either you you know braved through them, you just kept putting one foot in front of the other, or you crumbled and you couldn't handle it. And I'm not saying that that way is wrong either, but if you are the former, like you were really tested and you made it through. So now that you've gotten through all that, you can help yourself by in 2026 by saying, okay, I've been through all this shit. I can handle anything, and that truly is a blessing, right? I can move forward. I can just keep going forward because 2025 really kicked my ass and I made it through. Okay, there's kind of like that type of energy. I feel like you've got a lot of people proud of you for how you did handle things, even if you feel like you could have done something differently, and communicated differently or whatever. Like, you did a really good job under your circumstances, and that's something to be proud of. That's something to celebrate. So now, and I've got chill, so now you can move forward, and you're on the other side of it, and that's a blessing that you can handle a lot. And it's not to say that you're going to keep having to fight, through and have all these challenges that you had in 2025. And that was part of it. I believe is that, okay, if you make it through this, then you're going to be blessed. You're going to be blessed. So just remember that not we're human and we don't have to be perfect and we don't always have to be on. And, sometimes we're going to get in our ego. We don't have to be perfect to get our blessings. So just remember that you're human. So yeah, this Five of Swords, avoid people who lack integrity or who have questionable motives is important for sure. Stability, persistence, loyalty again, and dependability. Surrender, fluidity, and welcoming change. Yeah. So again, I just have to say, it's like you have gotten very, very good at discernment with people, and you might be able to read people well. You might be able to understand people's motives, right? But you can always choose to, like, who's loyal to you, what you're loyal to and who you're loyal to. You can always welcome the change and go with the flow instead, because people are going to be who they are. Oh my God, structure, discipline, life mission, accomplishments, and career. See, you know who people are, and you could just go with the flow. You can't change, you can't fix, you can't change anybody, and that's a blessing. You don't want to try to change people. Accept them for who they are. But you don't have to be a part of it. If you know who they are, steer clear. Okay. One of your blessings now for 2026 is the discernment and saying, I have a choice to be around who I want to be around, and I'm going to choose to be around this person, the least amount of time that I can. And that really is a blessing, right? I mean, that might be something that you struggle with in the past, people pleasing. God, the sage, you love it until it just won't stop going. So the people pleasing, the trying to just keep the peace, right? This feels like you're a mediator kind of thing. And it's like, now going into 2026, quite a big blessing, saying, I'm not keeping the peace anymore. I'm not going to fight with you, but I'm going to choose to spend my energy where it benefits me instead of you. Okay. So I want to get one last message, a good one. I mean, this has been a good message, but I'm tired of talking about, that energy. Open your heart to love. I don't want to, okay, so yeah, with that open your heart to love, don't let it taint you. That's kind of the message. Don't let these experiences taint you. You know who you can trust. Be the real you. Stop it. Don't stop, but yeah, self-employment. Okay, that's beautiful. Yeah, if you are like me and you've been trying to, get your business going, 2026 is gonna be beneficial for you. Now, that's not to say, you're gonna not have to do any work. Like, you've been working, but to get successful, right? But it's saying that you're gonna be moving forward with it. I knew that was going to come out. Be the real you. Yeah, you're shining. The power of prayer. See, I'm telling you, just keep talking about the things you want, okay? And they're going to be created. Like, you probably have already been talking about them, butterfly. You're the blessing of 2026 here is you're going to shine for the world to see. And it's, freedom, authenticity, uniqueness, courage, bravery again. Yeah, they're really proud of you, for real. You should be proud of you. Surrender, believe, affirm, release again. Wise decision, accurate, brilliant, organized, validated. Yeah, do self-respect and worthiness. Oh my God, I was thinking law of attraction, do affirmations. And then this is reversed, but that's okay. This is law of attraction. So, yeah, it's really a beautiful energy. You look different. Like, even if your looks haven't changed, you look completely different going into 2026, and that you should be grateful and proud of yourself for that, because it's not been easy for you, and I'm proud of you for sure. So thank you so much for being here. Any likes, shares, comments on my channel, subscribers to my channel are super appreciated. If you'd like to donate to my channel, I have CashApp, Venmo, and PayPal, and we'll put those in the comments. But please understand, I don't expect it from you. I would just appreciate it if you can. And then I am offering online bookings at this time. And I specialize in trauma, but I can literally do anything. So if you'd like to book a reading with me, I will put that. God, this is burning so bad. I will put that in the comments as well. Have a good one. Thanks for being here.